would you fly out to meet a man for the first time? And if you did get flown out or flued out, as some say,
Flued out.
what are the rules? Are there rules? I've never been flued out, whatever the word is. But I have rules.
You have rules if you were to be.
If that were to happen to me.
I've never been either, and I don't see myself. When I was single, I would never see myself doing it because men just scare me.
So if a bestie came up to you and was like, all right, I've been talking to this man. I'm going to go meet him. What would you give her some rules? Like, you need to do this, and this before you go.
The first obvious one is that he needs to have money, which sounds shallow.
He needs to have money.
Yeah.
For sure. I would say she needs to, you need to have some money, an emergency fund, just in case some shit goes down.
Oh, 100%. Like you need to get yourself a room or.
Yeah. Because I've heard some really scary stories of like girls getting like some guy flying them out to them, and then it goes horribly wrong, but they're stuck because they don't have enough money to buy a plane ticket.
Its own rule is just make him get you a hotel room.
I mean, he got to pay for everything. You got to pay for everything. Yeah. You need to make sure you got your funyuns, your munions. Is that what they say? Munyon, funyun. I don't know how they say it. I don't know how to use it. But my other rule is like send me your location.
Yeah, 100%
for sure. And then there's also that view of like, okay, you get flown out, but you don't want to put out. Like you have literally no, what's the word? Like you don't need to put out. If you're going to get flown out by a guy, like you don't need to give it up. However, that needs to be discussed beforehand.
I think women should always do that.
Yeah.
And men. Like I'm not comfortable with this. Like I said before, I'm huge on consent, which just sounds funny, but it's true. You have to tell people what you want, or else I don't understand why people live in this like gray area. I am so to the point and need things to be clear in relationships, for sure, specifically. So yeah, that should definitely be discussed, just so it's not awkward when you get there in person.
But also you don't know how they're gonna react. Like I'm scared. I'm scary. One thing about me is that I am scary. So like I'm scared all the time. In my mind, I'm gonna think of like the worst possible things that could happen. And if I'm like, I don't really want to have sex with you, and you get mad, like, are you gonna like tear the room apart? Or are you gonna like leave me on the side of the road? Like men you don't never know. Like you could think you know someone, and then you don't give them what they want, and then.
Because also, like you said, you don't even know what this is the first date that we're talking about. Like, that's so scary. You have no idea who this person is. Are
they even going to show up? Now it's giving catfish.
Yeah.
Lots. There's too many question marks. So
it just scares me in general.
For me, no. I would never be flown out. Thank you, Damien.
Okay, well, I should ask you this because I have never done this. What are the rules to dating a professional athlete then? Or being with them?
My thing is, as soon as you ask me that question, I'm like, if you have to have rules, I'm not gonna date.
That's the first issue.
That's my first red flag. Like, why are we setting rules?
I guess like like before you dated Damien. Well, he was still in college when you
he was
out of college.
He was prepping for the draft.
Yeah. So before knowing he was a professional athlete, were you like, okay, are there any red flags I have to absolutely check for before I start talking to him? Or were you just like, he seems like a good enough guy?
You're all right. Let's go.
Yeah, why not try it out?
No, I didn't like, there was just no drama. So like if there was any hint of like an issue or drama, first of all, I didn't know that Damien would like, I knew he had hoop dreams, but I didn't really know he had like hoop dreams, you know? So I didn't go into the relationship like, okay, like what are the rules or anything? Like there was no, I had a very short leash when it came to athletes because I've been in those relationships where it's just been really toxic. Mm-hmm. And so if he would have shown one sign of it being like that, a red flag or a toxic situation, then I wouldn't have even pursued it any longer. Mm-hmm. But I mean, people like, I don't feel like there are rules in the sense where some people like put up with other things that I wouldn't put up with.
It's truly individual.
Yeah, and that thing got nothing to do with me.
But that's what's so good about, even though exes suck, but it's good to figure out what you do and don't want. That's like the best.
Yeah. people think it's crazy that I got married at such an early age. I got married at 23.
Yeah.
But I'd been in like...
People think it's crazy I'm engaged. I'm like...
First
time's
of all,
relative.
I'm from North Carolina. We get married.
Yeah, what's it to you?
But no, like I had been in relationships since I was 16.
Same.
Most all of my relationships went over a year, and so I learned a lot of stuff with my ex-boyfriends. And when I got to that meet Damien, I like knew what I wanted and what I didn't want. I've been through a traumatic relationship that will teach you a whole lot of stuff really fast
about what you do and don't want, and about yourself.
Yeah. And so at that point, but when it comes to dating professional athletes, I would give the advice to like know your worth and to not you don't have to put up with a lot of stuff. But if you want to, hey,
go ahead.
That's
your life.
You
live it the way you want. That's the moral of this podcast, this show. Do what you want.
Just don't bring that over here.
Nope. Stay over there.